Whatever I do on this recording, I am posting. I don't give a fuck what happens. Because it's not going to be that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm going to break something or, like, do anything terrible. You know, like, I'm just going to play some music right now. I have nothing on my mind except this guitar that I just got for $100 at a garage sale. Actually, it was an estate sale. I know that the former owner's name was Jeffrey, and all I have to say is, Jeffrey, like, fuck, you know, you had a really nice guitar that everybody passed up to the point where they made it $100, and I bought it, and I'm never letting it go ever again. I have 3 guitars now, and I'm only using those 3 for the rest of my life. I have a Squier fucking Jazzmaster that I traded for my old Les Paul to this kid. Like, this fucking Les Paul, and it wasn't like a nice Les Paul, it was like a fucking Epiphone. I traded it to him, and he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure." And then I have this, Jeffries, and then I have my Telecaster. Please leave. I'm really sorry.
Oh, stop.
Like,
Oh, no.
I want to be alone. Like, I love you. I do this by myself. I can't have anybody around. Like, fuck. Like, that would be weird as shit. So, like, if you see me at some point, like, just be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, like, you can bring it up. I don't care. But, like, whatever I fucking do, I do it. You know, like, on camera. Like, I don't believe in acting. I just do it in real life. Like, a lot of the shit that I did last year, I'm sorry. It's fucked up, but I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose, you know? Like, some of the shit that I would do, I did on purpose because I wanted to see if I could really scare you. Really scare you to the point where, like, they're like, "Why is this person fucking laughing in the pit?" He just hit his head harder than anything I've ever seen and got up and smiled. To the point where, like, one of the punkest motherfuckers I know, who doesn't give a fuck, hits me up and is like, "Dude, you scared the band." And I'm like, "I scared a power violence band? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? You know, like, what is power violence anyway? You know, like, all I know is that was the most disgusting fucking music I've ever heard. It was fucking amazing. And, like, that's how I reacted to it. I'm sorry. You know, like, whether or not they think, you know, whatever. Like, fuck you. You know, the music you play isn't supposed to be interpreted the way that you want." Like, haven't you learned this at some point? Like, look at the fucking Locust and Daughters and shit, like, and Fucked Up. Like, you're not supposed to interpret it in the way that you would expect. Like, you see it and you're like, "This is just fucking stupid." Like, they have 3 guitar players. Why? There's no fucking soloing at all. Why do they have 3 guitar players? It's weird. Like, are they just all really that good of friends that they needed three fucking people? It's like, no, listen to it. Oh yeah, there are 3 distinct guitar parts going on at the same exact time. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty fucking impressive. I could talk for hours about that band. And I will, at some point. But I have shit to do. Like, I just fucking got this guitar, and, like, I looked at it, like, as my dad brought it in. I looked at it, and I'm like, "The fuck is this shit? It has no tuning knobs. Like, what the fuck?" And it looks like a Strat. I fucking hate Strats. Like, it's old school. You know, like, a Strat is meant to be played by Eric Clapton. You know, a Strat is meant to be played by Billy Joe Armstrong. A Strat is meant to be played by, like, the singer of Direct Hit. I haven't met him, but, like, he plays a Strat. You know why? Because they're fucking amazing, dude. Like, they're an amazing band. Like, you play a Strat when you're fucking somebody special. And, like, so I never even looked at a Strat. Like, I'm just like, "Yeah, fuck that." Like, I want to be like Skiba, dude. Like Skiba plays like a fucking jazz master, like a fucking, like he plays weird shit, you know, like weird shit. Like when Washburn made him that guitar, I'm like, that's kind of fucking sexy, you know. Like I never expected him to go for a fucking Washburn, and like to just today, I was like, I'm gonna get Tim Armstrong's fucking Gretsch. That's what I'm gonna play on from now on, like, and just no matter how shitty it gets, like I'm just gonna keep that guitar with me. And I look it up and I'm like, what the fuck? It's $1,600. Like that Tim Armstrong acoustic, that's badass. That I looked at after Christmas. I'm like, I got some extra money. Like after Christmas, I'm like, maybe. And I go there and I'm just like, I know what they're gonna say in the studio. Like I can't use it, you know, because it's too thin and like it's not enough body and like it blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, dude, like this is meant to be like playing some punk rock on an acoustic guitar, you know, like that's what this is for, like jam sesh. It's not, it's not really even intended for like a big major production fucking blah blah blah. And that's how I feel about Tim Armstrong. Like he's not gonna fucking walk in and like use like a $4,000 guitar. He's gonna use the guitar that, you know, he has for the moment. You know, like he has for the moment. And I just remember going to see Against Me the first time I ever saw them, standing at the Metro just looking at the artist formerly known as Tom Gable's stuff. You know, like just her stuff, you know? And I'm just like, what? Like, this person has a lot of gear, you know? This person has a lot of gear. And, like, we really wanted to meet her. But, like, we talked to, shit, I don't remember his name. The bassist. We talked to the bassist. I want to say Warren. Warren was the drummer, right? What the fuck? That was a while ago. But, like, he talked to us for like 2 hours, just me and Bob, just fucking talking, you know, about anything, you know, like, and Trio's just playing a full set upstairs. Like, we don't give a fuck. We want to meet this band, dude. Like, this is, you know, we found out from someone else, this is the Bob Dylan of our generation. Like, you need to know. Like, and like, we just needed to know because we're like, this album warped our heads, you know, like it warped our heads. We've never heard anything quite like this, you know, someone just screaming like over acoustic guitar, but it's punk as shit. It's punker than anything I've ever heard. And I was like, wow, you know, like it really fucked up my head. And like, I refused to not wear an Against Me shirt. Like when I was like 17, 18 and like everybody was too cool for school. And then it got even worse when New Wave came out. And I was just like, nah, dude, like, fuck you, dude. Like, this album's great. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit if they started making some money? Hell yeah, they made some money. Like, you know what they're going to do with that money? And I remember hearing through the grapevine that, like, Propagandhi came out and was like, dude, thumbs up. And, like, if Propagandhi says thumbs up, go all the way, motherfucker. Like, don't stop until everyone knows your name. Don't stop because you have the approval of, you know, the gods. The gods of our time are saying, okay, cool. You know, go ahead. And, like, I just remember, like, fucking just thinking, like, am I going to get this shirt signed? You know, like, because, like, I was really hesitant about it because, like, he told us, he's like, Laura is very private. And at the time, Laura had the name Tom. And, like, that's something that I think about with left. I know that it's probably up to the person as to whether or not you should say, like, they're old, or whether or not you should say the name that they were given at birth after they transitioned. And I think it's more or less, it's probably a personal choice that, like, this person makes. And, like, I think a lot of it has to do with your own experience. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong. Like, please fucking comment on this. Please comment and tell me. Because, like, I've thought about it a lot. And, like, I get uncomfortable asking because I don't want to accidentally offend anyone. Like, my trigger is your trigger. You know, whatever your trigger is mine. Because, like, my heart drops when you say, like, oh, Mike, we're worried about you. And I'm, like, laughing. Like, I just fucking made myself laugh. Hell yeah. Like, I haven't laughed in years. Like, today is one of the best days of my life. Just chilling at my dad's house after work with this fucking awesome guitar. And, like, I'll remember this moment for the rest of my life. You know, I really will. And that's all I have to say. But, like, oh, about that Against Me shirt, it did get signed. It did get signed. And you know what the fuck I did with it? I wore it. I wore it all the time. Especially after Laura transitioned. Especially because I was like, fuck you, motherfuckers. You know? Fuck you. I have a Tom Gable signature. A shirt. And you know what I fucking do with it? I wear it and I wash it. And then I wear it and I wash it. And I wear it and I wash it. And I don't even know where it is right now. Like, I love that shirt and I don't know where the fuck it is. I would wear it till the day I die. Because, you know, that's what he said. He's like, I don't know if he's going to sign it for me. Like, I don't know. And he said he at the time. And, like, I'm like, well, I mean, like, could you ask? You know, like, we're fans, dude. Like, we love you guys. We really do. Like, you're important to us. And, like, my favorite band is playing upstairs. Like, my favorite band ever. But I know there's going to be the exact same set as last night. And, like, I don't care. Like, go ahead and do that. Like, who cares? Like, but, like, I don't need to see Goddamn It over again. I need to meet you. I don't need to see Goddamn It live. Because, you know what, like, I had a fucking blast the night before. I had a fucking blast. And we went early as fuck the next day. And, like, made sure we were front row for Against Me. Because I'm just like, dude, people don't even know how good this band is yet. And I'm looking at the cases. Just the fucking guitar cases that look like they're fucking made of steel. Like, just fucking, holy hell. This person gives a fuck about their guitar. You know, really, really cares. And I didn't know much about Rickenbacker. Like, I, like, knew that the Beatles played it, and I knew that, you know, like, whatever. But, like, I didn't know much about Rickenbacker. And, like, those rigs were fucking awesome. And that was the moment when I watched Against Me that night that I was like, he uses combo amps. He uses combo amps. Hell yeah, that's punk rock. Hell fucking yes. No one is doing this. No one. This is a person that needs to be on the move, you know? Like, that's the only thing I can think of as to why they would have combo amps. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe? Just gender neutral? Because, like, the argument is that, like, when a person transitions, if they're in transition, they are always a person, never say it. Like, don't fucking say that, motherfucker. Like, and I know that you're watching this, like, and if you're a friend of mine, a family member, don't ever call a person it. Because I'll call you out on it. I will. Because it's ignorant. It just is. It's fucking ignorant. And, like, I knew enough to know that that was ignorant even before I knew much about the subject. But I traded in a Marshall JCM 2000 stack that was real nice. It was real nice. Chris did a he used it for a sound check for Riot Fest. They asked if they could use our amps, and we're like, "You're the Lawrence Arms. Look, take them." And they're like, "We don't want them." And we're like, "Well, I'll be damned. You don't even fucking care about amps at this point. You're just going on fucking beer and fucking, just punk. You're just punk, dude. I don't even know what to say. Just fueled by, the, sheer will to just, say fuck you as much as possible, And, I didn't get it. I was like, please use my amp. Please use my amp. I can tell this story till the day I die. Because we show up and the fucking sound guys are like, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know either. And they're like, what do you mean? How did you get on this show? And we're like, well, we met a guy 10 years ago that helped us out. Really helped us out. He liked us, we weren't the greatest fucking band. We weren't even that good. But, they liked us enough to fucking help us out. Which, Bob, you fucked up, man. You fucked up. And, I've always wanted to say it, and I just didn't have the balls to just be like, dude, you fucked up, and I'm out. And that's why I left. It wasn't like I had to focus on school. Because, I just melted after that. I was just like, fuck. I remember before Riot Fest, I had a philosophy paper, and, I got a D on it. And, it was philosophy of the environment. And, I defined... I'm one semester into my real major of, literature, One semester in. And I just sit down in the philosophy class oh fuck, I can't stop now, I'm just smiling, this exists, we can actually talk about the term God is dead and no one wants to punch me, and I would talk in there, because I'm dude, now I'm fucking talking, motherfuckers, fuck all of you, and they would be a student would raise their hand and they would be like, Mike, I feel like we're getting real close to a discussion about God. And I'm like, fuck it, I don't care, let's talk about God, there isn't one. And everyone in class is like, this motherfucker's an asshole. He's an asshole. Because he feels like this is an appropriate venue. Which it is an appropriate venue. The world is. God is dead. And if you don't know what that means, pick up a Bible, read. You don't need Nietzsche. You need the Bible to know what that means. Or at least that's my interpretation. I don't know. Google it. Just don't even fucking read the Bible anymore. Just Google it. I follow biblical passages on Tumblr because I like biblical passages. I don't think they allowed me to follow them. I think they look and they're like, why? He has a Satan goat thing on his thing. What the fuck's up with this guy? And I'm like, no, I really love the Bible. I truly love it. I'm glad it exists. A lot of people are better people that wouldn't have been if they didn't have the Bible. And they didn't have their belief in God. And they didn't have their uncompromising faith that there is a God and that he loves us and that, or she, I'm going to just say she from now on. I think I did that last year for a while. Just called God a she. All the time. I don't give a fuck who I do it in front of. God is a woman. And that would just be weird, but this is gonna sound fucked up, but like, I remember I had a professor at JJC. I'll say her fucking name, but I don't remember it. I didn't like you, and you didn't like me. From day one, when I said that Egypt is in Africa, assholes, why didn't they tell me a little bit earlier? You guys warped my perception of what the world means. And when I start to figure it out, I just get more and more pissed. And I'm sitting in a fucking education course, like intro to education, you know? And my professor just looks at me like, and she proceeds to fucking say racist stuff, just blatantly. Say, like, women define other women's roles in society. That's what she actually said. Women define other women's roles in society. Look at it. If your mother doesn't like the fact that there's a woman cop on the force, then you're not going to like it. Like, women are only limited by other women. And I'm like, and when I came to talk to her after class about like my placement, what high school I was going to go into, because I always smelled like cigarettes, you know, like this dirty kid who kind of smelled like cigarettes. And like she knew, and like I don't give a fuck, you know, like I wanted to help out, you know. I didn't even smoke weed at the time. Like I was like, dude, I'm not a bad person. I just don't think the same as you do. Like she actually told me. She quoted satire to us as if it weren't satire. And how I know it's satire is it is so fucking asinine that she refused to tell me who it was on Congress that believes this. She read an article that there are 3 or 4 members of Congress who got together and they decided that a child doesn't have a memory until age 2. Therefore, we should be able to abort that child before age 2. No, motherfucker. No. Read The Giver. That's a children's novel. Read The Giver. You fucks. And then come back and talk to me. And I heard it and I'm like, wait, who? And she was like, just some members of Congress. Like, real, like, snooty, you know, little fucking bitch. I'm sorry to say that. Like, I say bitch as a fucking term of endearment. I love you. I love you. Lady who is fucking nuts. I love you. Like, because I was never mean to you, was I? Like, I was never mean to you. I never offended you. Or I never tried to say anything that offended you. But, like, I was so opinionated and open about it at times that it made you uncomfortable, so you didn't know what to say to me, and I didn't know what to say to you. But I wanted to hear what you had to say, and you wanted to hear what I had to say. And that was a good relationship. Like, we should keep in touch. Text me. My number is 708-476-8254. Text me. If you ever see this at any point in time, text me. Like, I hope you're well, you know? I hope you're well, because it seemed like you had a rough time. Because, like, your views were very fucked up on shit. And, like, I remember you saying that the only place that you could get a job when you first started was Sandwich, Illinois, and you would drive all the way out there. It was like an hour or 2 each way, every day, to work in Sandwich, Illinois. You know why? Because you're fucked in the head. You're fucked in the fucking head, and you make people uncomfortable, but they don't know what to say to you. It's like when I bring up Jesus in conversation at the grocery store. People just want to get away from me. So, are you my nemesis? No. You're not my nemesis. Like, I'll fucking make out with you right now. I'm just kidding. If you wanted to, I mean. No, I'm just fucking with you. Like, I would never do that. That would be gross and weird. Like, and totally violate your own personal space. And I wouldn't do that. Like, I'm fucking talking to a camera right now because fucking, I can't do this in reality. Like, if I do it in reality, sometimes I have to censor myself, and I'm not cool with that. Like, and like, I have to realize where I am. So, like you have to assess the situation at the moment and like act accordingly. And like, whatever, you know. Like people used to say at the cafe all the time, they're like, "Is that a Ouija board?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Well, as long as you don't believe in it." That's what one lady said to me. Well, as long as you don't believe in it. And I want to be like, "Well, lady, I don't believe in God. As a child, I wanted to be a priest. And a priest told me, this was the moment when I realized I didn't want to be a priest. It was stupid and superstitious and fucking nonsense. And all adults were lying to me. I had to realize this over and over and over and over and over. To the point where, like, when I became an adult, I would just pretend to be an adult. Like, just pretend, you know? And people really liked it. Like, they were just like, hell yeah, dude, like Mike knew exactly what to do. Like he got all the kids to line up according to their class, and like we can just check that everybody's here, and then we'll get on the bus. I'm like, is that so fucking complicated, motherfucker? Like I always thought adults had their shit together, but you don't, man. You're a mess, just like the rest of us. And like, I don't need to be an adult. Like I'm getting "thou shalt not commit adulthood" tattooed over my heart, over my goddamn heart. And I gotta clear up this rash first, because I have this fucking rash. And I'm not gonna show it to you, like I showed it to a couple of people I worked with, and like they were pretty creeped out. Like I have this rash, I've had it for about a year. Um, and it's just spots, like all over my chest and like my stomach. And like it's on my arms and shit sometimes. And like it's been there for a solid year. And it was a reaction to one of the medications I was taking. The medication was called Geodon. Um, and it's creepy. It's a really creepy rash. But I gotta clear that up before I get tattooed there because like I don't want my artist to have to be staring at that all the time. Like he's like, what the fuck is up with your skin, dog? Like your skin don't look good. Like I can't tattoo this shit. You know, like you have blotches on you. You know, and like when I get out of the fucking tub or like the bathroom, like and it's really hot, it gets raised and like itchy. Weird. But like maybe that's a little too much information. I don't give a shit. Like just so you know, because like I didn't do drugs when I got put on Geodon. I didn't do drugs, so like I didn't know what it was like to like experience heroin or like experience cocaine or like experience what like even really weed at the time. Like I didn't like I smoked weed enough at that point to like know I liked it, you know. But like uh yeah, like I didn't really you know, like I indulge. Hell yeah. Like overindulged at times. Still do. But like with weed, like it was just like it's weed, man. Like it's not like as much as like a lot of people that listen to Fish and like go to fucking Burning Man and like say namaste and they don't know what it even means. Like fucking like to smoke weed and like sure, I'll party with you. Like you're a lot nicer than most people, but you kind of smell and like it's a little weird to me. Like, and I'm not trying to generalize you necessarily, but there's a lot of you, dude. Like you're the people that use Dave and like call him by his first name. Like he's not your bro, like he's just not. He's Dave Matthews to me. Like don't say Dave. Like I remember I fucking got a job when I was 16 and they were like, "Hey dude, you like Dave?" And I'm like, Dave, like Dave from high school, like that kid that shreds on guitar. He was in this band called like Electric Frankenstein, and they played like Rush covers that were amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I know Dave, like he's cool as fuck. And like they're like, no, like Dave Matthews. And I'm like, what? But like seriously, like Dave Matthews is talented and everything, like, but it's just not my thing. Like, I'm in the punk rock, you know. But that song that he wrote for his wife, "Dig My Grave," was just like, tore me apart. Tore me apart, and it was a good song, you know. It was a really good song. So like, it's not that I hate the guy. I don't hate Dave Matthews, even though he dumped his shit in the Chicago River. Like, the Chicago River was shitty to begin with, you know. Like, sure, I don't want you to dump your shit in it, especially on a bunch of tourists. But like, dude, you could do that to me for $100. Like, I don't even care. Like, dump your own shit on me, Dave Matthews, for $100. I'll do it. Because you know what I'll do? I'll go out and buy another guitar for $100, and I won't use it because I already have the coolest fucking guitar I've ever seen. It's cool as fuck. So like, I'm talking to my dad, and like my dad's showing me this guitar and all this stuff, telling me the story, and I'm like, this just feels like a commercial. This just feels wrong, Dad. Like, this feels wrong, you know? And like, I'm like looking at it, I'm just like, this motherfucker knew his shit. Like, this is utilitarian at its finest. Like, this is made for, you know, made by the gods. Whoever made this and inspected it, because it has an inspector on the back. Like, it said, inspected by CHO. By who? CHO. CHO. SWCHO. I don't know what that means. I don't know who it is. But I like this guitar because, like, look at that shit. No plate, no nothing. I'm just going to get buckle rash all over it and just fucking eat it up and kill it. And, like, just smooth neck, but not too fucking smooth. Like that finish on the fucking Fender Tellys and, like, Les Pauls. Or, no, not Les Pauls, but, like, on, like, the Telecaster and shit. Like, everybody's like, dude, the old school neck was way better because it wasn't so glossy. Like, some guys sand it down and shit. Like, I've heard about this. And, like, I just don't give that much of a fuck about guitars. Like, I don't. Like, I know enough about them to know what I like. Because, like, now money matters to me. You know, like, now money matters. Like, when I was in high school, I could afford a $2,000 guitar because I paid it off over a series of months. It took a long time, but, like, I paid it off over a series of months through my parents because I was like, dude, I don't have any credit and I don't care to build things. Fuck it. My parents are filing bankruptcy, but they have perfect credit. So, like, fuck it. I'm going to get a guitar. But it's called a Floyd Rose. I've never heard of Floyd Rose before. And it's a Discovery series. Never heard of fucking any of this shit. I think I've seen Floyd Rose, like, guitars on sale online at places. But Jeffrey, like, you had a fucking sick guitar. You totally did. And, like, I'm mad it's mine. Like, I'm mad. So, like, I'm gonna try and play something. I, like, don't call it art. I did, fucking, I did something. Like, I found, shit. So, I found G's nail polish. I was gonna say G. That's it. And, it was in this Rubbermaid fucking thing I have, like, that I just brought everywhere with me, because when I was living on the fence floor, it was really easy to have 3 drawers, like one of those Rubbermaid 3-drawer things from Target. You, like, walk in, buy, like, one of those, and then, like, 8 fucking candy bars and, like, a case of beer and, like, fucking, you know, like, everything you need is at Target. Like, that's why Target is so successful. Like, everything's set up, looks great, like, smells good. Like, everything looks appealing at Target. And I'm not sure why. I like, haven't studied and I don't care. Like, it's just, I like Target. Like, I walk in there, I'm like, I gotta buy some clothes. I gotta buy fucking, and I don't need any of it. I don't need it at all. Like, I need to stop doing that shit. Like, because it's just that $50 kind of counts, you know. At times, you know. But so I got this guitar. It's Jeffrey's guitar, and I'll show you the body. It's a fucking Stratocaster, and like, it's a Strat body, one knob, fucking tuning key, or like what a tone key. I'm gonna leave it flicked down all the time because down is hell. Like, it's always gonna be flicked down. I don't care if it sounds like asshole live. And then of course, like, I fucking took some nail polish, and you know, I had to like look up. Like, I literally, like, the way that like images translate in my mind is hilarious. Like I see it, and like then I try and draw it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I have no concept of how to like even closely represent this on paper. Even closely, I have to think so hard before I start that I'm like, no, like, it looks like you're trying too hard, you ass. Like, it looks like you're trying too hard. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, why can't you just draw the Chicago Bulls symbol? Like, you've seen it 100 times, you know? Like, and I tried when I was a little kid because I liked the Bulls, you know, growing up. And, like, I would sit at the table and just draw it over and over. Till I had it, like, close enough to, like, where I could deal with it. And my parents were like, that's pretty good. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm a fucking little kid. This sucks. And so I drew this. And, like, just Google, dude. Like, just go on Google. It's, you know, Google it. Ass. Like, Adolf Hitler was born on my birthday. Born on my birthday. And he was an artist. He was such a good artist that he got you to look at a symbol, a Buddhist symbol, a worldwide known Buddhist symbol. Turn it on its side and be like, all is well, motherfuckers. And no one knows what the fuck he's talking about until they know what the fuck he's talking about. And then they're like, oh my God, this man was the mastermind behind like one of the, like, if not the worst crime against humanity that's ever happened. And he manipulated Buddhism to do it. And if you know anything about Buddhism, you know that Buddhists should be pissed. They should be, but you know what? Why would they be pissed? Why? They have other shit to do. They have other shit to think about. They don't give a fuck about you, Western world. They just don't. When I went to Bhutan, you know how many fucking, you know how many golden arches I saw? None. Billboards? One. There's a picture of the king and queen. They were beautiful, and they're welcoming you to their country. And it looks like a North Face ad. Like, I looked at it and I'm like, why would they be promoting North Face at the airport? This is hilarious. Like, all these fucking rich people, you know, like, just looking at it like, oh, sweet, we're gonna go get some North Face gear. Like, sweet. You know? Like, fuck you, dude. No. That is the king and queen saying hello. Like, hi. We're representatives of this nation. We care about you, your safety, your well-being. We ask you to please not smoke in public at all. It's illegal. And we mean it. And I'm standing there with fucking a pink spot in my hair because I tried to dye it back after I bleached a spot. Pink spot in my hair, a beard. I have a pack of cigarettes tucked into my sock. And I'm walking through the airport. Just like, if I'm gonna die, if I'm gonna go to a Buddhist prison, fuck it. Fuck it, dude, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'll become a monk. I'll never leave. Like, fuck you guys, I'm gone. I know enough about Buddhism to know that I'm home. I'm home. Buddhism is punk rock. Punk rock is Buddhist. It is. If they're doing it right, it is. All is well. Thanks for the nail polish, G. I'm sorry. I fucking disappeared. You know, I disappeared. And I didn't know what to say because I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed about shit I said, shit I did, shit I fucking, you know. I was just embarrassed because, like, I'm whacked. I'm whacked, seriously, in the head. But, like, it's not one of those things. Like, I sat and talked with a psychiatrist for like 2 hours right after I got my leg all fucked up and, like, freaked out on everybody. I talked to him for 2 hours. Not 2 hours, maybe like 20 minutes. And those guys don't have time. 20 minutes. And he said, all I can say to you is that you need lifelong therapy, my friend. Lifelong. Like, holy shit. He's like, how many times do you wash your hands a day? I'm like, 40, at least. He was like, have you ever heard of a term called obsessive compulsive disorder? And I'm like, yes. I don't have it. He was like, I can go days without washing my hands. I don't care. I can go camping and shit. Like, I don't care. Like, as long as, like, I feel clean and I don't smell bad, like, I'm down to do whatever, you know? I just need to bring deodorant. And, like, I'll go 5 days without showering. I'll wash my pits, you know? And I'll fucking, I'm not going to get into graphic detail. You know. Like, you know how to take care of yourself when you don't have a fucking shower. Like, come on. So, like, we don't need to discuss that. If you do, like, hit me up. I'll explain to you how to, like, you know, not offend people when you're around, you know, as far as smell is concerned. If you're interested in that, if you don't care or, like, you like the fact that you smell bad, and when I say bad, I mean bad, because I grew up in America, you know, like, I grew up in America, like, I don't like smelly people, I just don't fucking like it. And it's not that, like, I don't like you as a person. Like, it's not like I can't be your friend. Like, I can't hang out, you know. But I just don't like smells. Like, I don't like them. Like, I like the smell of, like, Speed Stick deodorant mixed with Degree. That's what I do. 4 swipes of Degree, 9 swipes of fucking Speed Stick. And, like, I'm good to go for the whole day. I could go for a week, probably, without ever smelling. At least my pits. Because it locks in there, and it's just pure aluminum. Like, it's just pure redness and aluminum. But, like, I need to play this song, and I'm nervous because, like, I want to play a song that I like for this person who's passed, and now I have his guitar. I'm sorry they didn't really know you the way that I know you. I'm really sorry, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. You know how many people walk by this goddamn guitar? I would have walked into that garage sale and melted. Melted. And been like, the world has lost an important person. The fuck? The world has lost an important person. I don't even know you. But I feel like I do. So, I'm gonna play this because I need to smoke first because like I'm gonna get upset. I've been trying to practice it off camera with like keeping it together so I can like play it on camera and not have it be so fucking weird. you don't understand good. Like, I'm thinking back when I defaced that swastika in the Joliet Junior College bathroom. I put an X through it and said Nazi punks fuck off. I can't remember if the person knew that they were drawing a Buddhist swastika or a regular swastika. And even at the time, I knew the difference. I did. But not consciously, because when I see a swastika, I immediately think, fuck you. You motherfucker, you're gonna write that in my fucking bathroom? This is my bathroom right now, you prick, and I'm gonna leave you a goddamn message. I don't remember. Probably was a Buddhist swastika. Probably was. Knowing me in my life, I'm not gonna say that, because fuck that. No, it was Buddhist swastika. It was. Journalistic integrity, assholes. Think about it. Please think about it. Journalistic integrity. Watch the first season of the fucking Newsroom. Watch it. It's amazing, dog. I'm calling you dog. Because you are a dog if you didn't fucking watch that yet. And this is the shittiest app I could find. It is also made by Esteban. So, I've been trying to hold it together to play this song. And I'm just going to play it. Like, if I break down grind, I'm going to post this video. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I only had one beer. Like, smoked 12 cigarettes because I knew that this moment was coming. I saw that guitar and I'm like, alright, dude, let's do this. We know each other now. Jeffrey. It gets loneliest at night, down by the liquor store, beneath the neon sky. On moonlight, 6 a.m., floor comes alive with rice. Pens dried up so tight, with hardened beans. We're hungry, so I lean on you sometimes, just to see you're still there. Fate can't take the weight of one, much less two. We hit concrete, where we bought into this mess. I know I painted you a prettier picture, baby, but we've run out on a rail. Fell from the wagon to the night train. I kissed the bottle, should have been kissing you. You wake up to an empty night. It's tears for two. Cigarettes, they fill the gaps in our empty days. see. Mister, can you spare a dime? Some change could make a change to buy some time, some freedom. Already to hear my story. It's all I've got. My fiction beats the fuck out of my truth. Palm upturned burnt blue. Don't call it sunburn. You were shaking on the job. Just one drink ahead of your past. There's a wine line coming up. Draw the blinds open. Little bad. I kissed the bottle. I should have been kissing you. You wake up to an empty night. Tears for two. I kissed the bottle. I should have been kissing you. You wake up to an empty night. Tears for two. Tears for two.